Low bands, ayy, ayy, low ball shit. Two C's on the name. Hey, cute and clever, and the whole gang. Ayy, ayy, go hoop swing when she load that.
Hello, everyone. It is the Little Boss Chick with two C's on the name, cute and clever. And I am going to be briefly going over recapping Love is Blind, Season 10, Ohio, OHIO, episodes 7 through 9. And I'm just going to go down the list of how the couples are displayed on the Netflix page. Some folks, I will probably have very little to say. Some folks, a lot to say. Just kind of depends. Anyway, starting off with Emma and Mike. He wants baby. He totally has baby fever. I have never met a person, male, female, or anything else, as anyone else identifies as, who has mentioned babies this much. But obviously, during these episodes, Mike and Emma get the opportunity to meet each other's parents and family members. And this was quite, you know what? It's as dating should be. Being able to not only discover each other and one another's passions, but, um, you know, good times, the bad times, all of the stuff in between. Apparently, the clean times, the organized times, and all of that good stuff. But anyway, they start off with Mike's family, um, very strong, passionate about their Italian heritage. I never knew that whenever marinara sauce has meat in it, it is called a gravy. Something new to me, but hey, I'm willing to learn something new each day. But you know, definitely appreciate Mike's parents supporting him in his passions and how he would like to grow his family. At first, seemed like they were going after Emma a little bit hard. Yes, I know she tells her story quite often, but the more I started to think about it, it makes sense that we're going to hear it several times because A, she was dating three different people in the pod. It is something that, um, feels true for her as far as what her life journey has led her to feel um, and decide upon. But I do appreciate Mike's parents truly listening to her as far as why she's having any reservations in regards to not having children, but being kind of open. Um, and I have to say, the decision of having children or not, it really should be a deal breaker, much like I think Mike says in these episodes that he does not want her to ever regret the child or the children or even him. Um, we also got to meet Emma's family. Again, it was just a lot of life lessons that they got to know about one another, as well as what life was like for her growing up. Um, and at times she just had, various types of thoughts and feelings that she kept to herself that her parents were not aware of. Um, I wish that we could have, been able to dive a little bit more as far as um, what the parents were able to do, or maybe they didn't have the knowledge of doing back when she was growing up. Maybe to learn more about her Chinese heritage. I don't know. Maybe they did. But anyway, so there was more to her story as far as why she would like to have children or not. Um, Bless her sister's heart for being very open and honest in regards to her feelings from time to time. Granted, her children will probably maybe see this video someday, not mine, but Love is Blind, and be like, Mom, seriously, you would go back and be like, I don't want any children. But I'm sure as things, progress, that those thoughts, those feelings may start to fade away. Um, but again, it was good just to see um, families standing strong, supporting their children and the wishes that they have. So that was pretty much for Emma and Mike. I'm sure he probably complained about her not being neat about something. He did give her a compliment about doing a good job of watching their dog and taking care of it. And yes, fur babies are different than baby babies. Alrighty, so Christine, Vic, everything's just great, fine and dandy with them. Unfortunately, they do have to record their own adventures. Apparently, they don't have any production crew. Um, I don't think I don't think we got to see their homes. I don't think they moved into an apartment together like the rest of the cast. But let's see here. Vic did get to meet Christine's mom. Um, oh yeah, I think I talked about that in the last video. Anyway, they did have conversations in regards to extending their family, um, what it would be like for Christine as a white mother trying to help raise a biracial child. I think even the thought kind of went through Vic's head as well that their child would not be 100% African American. And there may be other aspects of being a biracial child that he may not be able to relate to. But regardless, glad that the two of them are having the conversations. Apparently, these two are probably most likely going to be married. And I kind of find it interesting that since they are well, it doesn't seem like they're living in the same apartment complex and that they're not having to run into or engage with the other cast members. If that also helps to contribute to them having um, a healthier relationship, a less chaotic relationship, um, maybe they have the boring relationship um, that almost every season has, with the exception of Denver, since no one got married in Denver, but whatevs. Um, and maybe that's why production was like, yeah, you guys go ahead and use your iPhone, capture some moments together, and just send it to us. Okay, so Christine and Vic will probably totally get married. Amber and Jordan. Jordan. Well, if you go into my playlist, into my shorts, I had Jordan on my left swipe list. Uh-huh. Talking about him showing up to Love is Blind with his Jordans on with the Dirty Souls. I'm not going to let it go because you know what? I am not surprised when they went to his house
Here from
and saw
before we left.
this.
That's disgusting.
And water. Bathroom. All right. Let's see how much
Dear Lord,
I
that
gained since
toothbrush.
Mexico.
That toothbrush was not cleaning the soles of his Jordans. Um, but regardless, obviously, Jordan comes across as a very nice, compassionate um, person. Seems to totally enjoy Amber. In these episodes, we got to see his house. We got to see her totally immaculate house. I really need for her to come over and help the husband. I figure out how to reconstruct and decorate our home so it can look as nice as hers. It's primarily because husband and I we can't decide on the same things together. Anyway, um, they have conversations in regards to where they're going to live. Now, Jordan, I think he was just being his true, authentic self, has worries about, well, if I move to Mount Vernon, I'm going to be so far away from the other bars. But I'm kind of thinking, you're about ready to be well, first of all, a husband. Second of all, a stepfather. Y'all are probably going to be doing more activities as a family compared to going out to several bars. Who knows? I don't. But anyway, I think it would probably be wise if they go ahead, move into Amber's place because her 7-year-old daughter is already in school, and it would probably be wise to keep her in the same school district. If Amber and Jordan are still together when she goes into junior high school, maybe that would be a good time to, move into a different city, into a different school district. But yep, Amber, Jordan, nasty toothbrush. Jordan, I can't express it enough. Production has done you dirty, but also at the same time, you be showing up a little untidy. Brie is not one of my favorite cast members. I'm sure she's a totally awesome person, but um, dang it, I am so sorry. I just don't appreciate how she treats Jordan, and he puts up with it. But I do like that he will occasionally speak up and let her know that she's being a little bit mean, which is good. Um, it feels like to me, Bree looks at Connor as being a little bit soft, but I truly believe if something were to go down, I think that he would be that protective figure, either verbally or physically, in order to defend his Bree. Um, oh God, I would say that she would do the same for him, but no, no, because it's in this series of episodes in which she does not speak up for Connor, and it's so disappointing. And again, it gives me there's my ick. Can't stand the woman. Like I said, she's probably phenomenally nice. Maybe she is a great friend. Maybe she is a good um, girlfriend, fiance. But it's just kind of hard to tell. But yeah, everything that goes on with um, Chris doing his thing with Jess, then reaching out um, to Connor, not giving Connor the full story of what transpired between him and Jess. Chris is trying to do recon to see where things are at with Bree and Connor, and I don't like that. Um, it's not a good characteristic. It is not being a good friend. I think Connor is kind of clocking that some things are not um, lining up too well. And then when they have their big get together, and little Chris is, talking to the women, talking about Jess in a very derogatory fashion. Um, Kudos to the Amber for giving a whole laundry list of how she feels about little Chris, the leprechaun, Frodo. Um, I'm trying to think of other descriptors people have used, both on YouTube and also in the Reddit. People have been awesomely creative with his height disadvantage. But as he is talking to Bree and asking Bree, well, first of all, he's like, sex with Jess, not that great. Not that great. How is it for you and Connor? For her to say, oh yeah, it's been okay. Bree, you would have freaking lost it if you ever heard Connor describe you guys' sex life as, it's okay. Um, and it should have never been a topic of discussion. She should have cut it off. She could have walked away, but she didn't. Oh gosh, Little Miss, oh, I need a part 2 and a part 3. Apparently, this is the part 3. Um, I'm done. I need to go on. If those two get married, I am rooting that Connor maintains his genuine, authentic self, and that he continues to let Bree know when she is crossing lines. These two, Brittany, Devo, can't stand either one of them. Yes, I think that Brittany is an absolute cutie baddie, but I don't understand how it's not connecting in her noggin that unfortunately he's not interested in her um, due to her race or races. Um, and it's not, you know what, in my opinion, it would not be fair to be in a relationship in which a person is not accepted as their whole human being, let alone if they did get married and if they have children. My thoughts and beliefs are that the child be able to learn and get to participate in all aspects of their cultures. Um, so I find it interesting. Which season was it? It wasn't Minnesota because that was Devin out in Minnesota. Oh, poop. I forgot. Maybe it was Minneapolis. Let's see here. Let's see here. Anyway, whichever season had Steven. If y'all remember Steven going to the sleep going to the sleep test to get a CPAC. I can't pronounce my words today. Anyway, that's Steven, who was like, I got my 23andMe back, and I'm 13% black. Was it really Nigerian? It might have been Nigerian. He was ready to dive into the pool of women from every race, culture, ethnicity, whatever it may be. Now, granted, unlike Devontae, because I think Devontae is actually employed. Devo, not Devo. Oh Jesus, baby Jesus, help me. Devontae is actually employed. Steven was not employed. Back when he was on Love is Blind, he was engaged to Monica, but I just, people, people, I love people. I learned so much from people. And again, Steven with only 13%, being 13% of an African descent, was reading books about it. He was all about his African culture. And then we have Devo, who's like, "Eek." So anyway, those two, I could easily live without them. They probably should not get married. And we're going to move on to the next couple who probably should not get married either, Ashley and Alex. Now, with these two, so yes, these are the episodes in which Alex totally gets roasted by Ashley's dad, who is a divorce lawyer. And let's see here. There are a couple of clips. I would love to get you guys' opinions because I know that some people have brought up the whole voting for Trump, but I have these two clips in which Ashley brother speaks. So let me pull up the first one.
For Trump,
You
absolutely.
cop out.
I wasn't here. I know it's a cop out. I'm absolutely conservative though, without a doubt, and I'm happy that he won.
I'm actually really sorry about him.
I'm sorry.
Let me play it one more time. And it's going to be towards the end in which the brother says something to the degree of, yeah, I'm really sorry about him. And I'm not for sure how to take it because I interpret it as this brother, either he voted differently than his family and did not vote for the Trump, or maybe the whole family did not vote for the Trump, and Alex is the only Trumpster at the table. But I'll play it again, and it's just the last few seconds that you'll hear the brother talk.
For Trump,
You
absolutely.
cop out.
I wasn't here. I know it's a cop out. I'm absolutely conservative though, without a doubt, and I'm happy that he won.
I'm actually really sorry about him.
I'm sorry.
But please feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments. I would greatly appreciate it. And then the second time her brother speaks out,
I can see some similarities, without a doubt. You're studying me without a doubt, and that's okay. You should be.
I studied every bit of you.
I believe it. You're like me though. You'll play the fool a little bit to see what the other person is, and then you're gonna come through.
So you admit you are playing the fool.
Am I?
You said you were.
Am I?
Yeah. Yes.
I might be, but I think you're a lot smarter than you're letting on. So
I appreciated the brother tossing in his 2 cents. And yeah, Alex, you were playing the fool. Well, no. You weren't playing the fool because you are a fool. These two definitely should not get married. So in these episodes 7 through 9, starting off with the dad totally grilling him and also letting Alex know that his daughter is much like him and she'll have questions. And she has been having questions, and it's been making him a little frustrated, a little flustered. And it's not a good look on him. But I appreciate that in little Ashley stopping him in his track, questioning him on some of his things. Yeah, you know what? I would love for Ashley to say no at the altar. The other thing is, it was a very odd interaction between Alex, the mom, as well as Ashley. So the mom, also nomad, she's out and about doing her own thing. Um, and apparently, Alex and the mom really don't communicate that much with one another. Um, she too is a nomad. Apparently, I will assume she is the one who brought him into this nomad life. And she too also sounds like she does various jobs here and there. Now, If this is something that Ashley wants to do, go do it. But I think she did a good job of explaining that, you know what, her parents have made life very comfortable for her. So kudos to her and her family. Um, Basically, her life is safe, it is predictable. It sounds like she has a good job that would be bringing in um, income. But, if she, again, wants to live a nomad life, kind of doing some, well, I call it hobo jobs for Alex, and that's because I don't have much respect for his character on this show. He could be completely different in real life. Um, then I would say yes, go do it. But if she enjoys, um, knowing where her next paycheck is coming from, um, having a home to call home, as well as if she wants to have children, if they want to have children, it feels as though having stability would be great. But I do know that there are other families that have taken up a nomad life and they have done it with their children and have been very successful in doing so. But it just seems like these two are not on the same page. And she always has questions about, tell me more about your exes. When was the last time you were with your exes? I understand what she's trying to do. She's trying to figure out if this guy is truly for real about settling down and starting a family. Jessica and Chris. Chris, you got to quit it, dude. You've got to quit it. So they start off, yay, we're totally enjoying each other. And I should have known something was up because of the way he was really kind of relishing um, in this conversation about Dexter, and it was one hell of a show. That was his words, not mine, but he was really relishing in the thought. And that's when I should have known this man is a psychopath. But so they see each other's homes. He has a very nice setup of probably the nicest of the guys that we've seen. You know what? I am so sorry. It just dawned on me. We never did get to see Alex and Ashley's places. I'm sure that Alex is probably in an Airbnb. But anyway, back to Jessica and Chris. Um, and then we get to see Jessica's place, her 4-bedroom house, 4 bedrooms, beautifully decorated. She has obviously done very well for herself, and also building, a nest that works for her. Um, and then shortly after that, um, she texts him, are you coming home? He's like, I need to take a 13-hour break. And then she didn't hear from him for 48 hours. When they do reconnect, he denies, saying that he needed a 13-hour break. Her response is, why would I make something like that up? I agree with her. 13 hours? Who would make that up? But he decides that now is a good time to let her know, you know what? I want someone that does CrossFit or they do Pilates every day because that's the type of woman, type of body that I enjoy. Then ask her, well, what do you think about our physical connection? She's like, I thought it was good. And he's all, no, nope, nada. No, he really didn't say it like that. But basically, he doesn't really break up with her. He just expresses what he has been thinking, as well as I've been thinking about the second person. The second person was Brie. But anywho, later, he reaches out, as I was saying before, to Connor to recon and see if Connor um, and Bree are still together, type of thing. Trying to get some advice from Connor, not telling Connor the whole story about, hey, I was just a dick to Jessica by letting her know I like to get it on with CrossFit and Pilates types of women. Um, so, anyway, everybody meets up at the bowling alley bar. When everyone from the pods get to see each other, we get to see Kevon and Kia. Very short interaction. He was like, "You look great." She's like, "Yes." Um, this guy walks in. I think he's already lit because he is already talking a lot of shit. So he talks shit to the other women, letting the other women know, Jessica, oh my gosh. Yeah, I told her that I wanted a person who had a better body, and the sex, horrible. It was horrible. Who does that? Who does that? Either, I don't know. Either you're a psychopath, a narcissist, something other than a good person, or the alcohol got to you, or some other substance got to you, because that is some non logical thinking stuff. Um, Amber says her thoughts and words about Mr. Chris, and you know what? Amber was absolutely correct because the way she called it is how he has been acting. And then he is talking to uh, Bree, and as I stated before, he's all, so, how's it with Connor? How's the sex? Is everything good? Because you know what, with me, oh, I always give the best. You sure about that, dude? Anyway, so Miss Bree, her response is, it's okay. Don't ever. Folks, that type of information is usually between the lovers involved, not the outside person. It is none of their business. But but yeah, so Chris is on some type of weird journey between breaking up with Jessica, out in the Love is Blind streets, the Reddit streets, uh, the YouTube streets. Apparently, not only did Chris break up with Jessica, but then started a different Instagram page, purchased some followers, also went out to the strip club, had a lady on his lap, and was like, haha, look at this. You know what, Chris? She might have looked fabulous on your lap, but you do realize you paid for her to be on your lap, much like you paid for the followers on the Instagram. So not anything really worth bragging about. Um, and what else? Oh yeah. Um, him and the whole flying fox. Can't tell you how many times he kept saying that phrase throughout the whole being at the bowling alley, and then I guess he forgot that he was still mic'd up, or maybe he really didn't give a flying fuck that he was still mic'd up. So in the bathroom, he's like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. I should turn up the heat and go after that Brie. What's Connor going to do? What is he going to do? Fight me? Yeah, he probably would. And I guess we will see because they kind of left everything with folks at the bar. So obviously, Jessica, Chris, they are done. They will not be going to the altar. They will not be making that decision at the altar because Jessica's already said, you know what? And we're done. And with that being said, thank you so much for listening to another recap of Love is Blind with the Little Boss Chick with 2 C's. And please make sure that you subscribe. Please hit the like button. I would love for anyone to make any comments, any predictions. I would love to see it. I would love to read it. Until next time, bye-bye.
Ay, ay. Little boss shit. 2 C's on the name. Hey. Cute and clever. And the whole gang. Ay.